I went through my case list, and there's about 60 cases on my case list. And there are some common professions that I see in women. The most common one that I see is teacher. The second most common is nurse. But those cases are not cases where the female is really difficult or litigious or anything like that. They're just kind of run-of-the-mill cases. The most common profession that I see in the female parties in my divorces, and this is over 13 years of cases, is stay-at-home mom.
What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Actually going to get into professions you should avoid for women, and we'll try to give some astrological correspondences. So according to this divorce lawyer here, she said you should avoid teachers, nurses, and stay-at-home moms. We already covered the stay-at-home mom aspect. It wasn't even to my surprise, but if you watch our video on the male side, there are several comments about nurses, saying that nurses are kind of difficult to be with. So let me give some astrological insight into someone in the medical profession. And, you know, this is based on what I've seen a lot. So as an astrologer, I read a lot of people in the medical field, and a lot of traveling nurses too. Cancer energy, particularly within the angles. So there's going to be a Cancer rising. There's any cardinal rising sign. Cancer ending up in the 4th, the 7th, and the 10th. Then the next influence that goes into this typically is some type of Virgo or 6th house placement. Now with those two energies, which actually sextile one another. I'm letting you into a little secret. The combination of Cancer and Virgo can be very loving, dedicated, but with it, a nitpickiness. And depending on how the Virgo and Cancer energy is arranged, the person, although emotional, may not be overly affectionate. Now, on our previous list, a surgeon was on there for a male, and that has its Plutonic and Martian associations. But now if we're looking in a sense, because we're kind of looking at it as a nurse, and we're looking at the archetype of what we think the nurse is, right? But I'm looking at it in the sense of, hey, there are male nurses too, all right? These people are emotional, they're empaths. They're emotionally absorbing all day long. And we all need a way to decompress and release. And that may not always be releasing like physically with another. My point being is that these people actually need an immense amount of alone time, not for the sake of being alone, but to emotionally let go. A great scene from a movie that you could go check out, City of Angels, how it starts. The surgeon had just lost a patient, and this is what, like, the angel discovers, and she's crying, she's pissed off. That's a great portion of, or a great understanding of what it is to be in that life. Okay. And like I said, it's very hectic. It's very hectic. So, then the next part, the spicy part, is that in the medical field, there's going to be a lot of affairs. Why? Because these people are working in extremely close proximity. And this is why I like being real about shit. Like, seriously, there are certain people who need to be with someone in their same field. And I really think that it would just be easier for someone, and it all depends upon your level or how demanding the job is, or that y'all need to be sharing that life, because it's just messy. The fact of the matter is, you're spending so much time there, and the way in which you're working is so close, this shit is gonna happen. I'm just being real. So, different strokes for different folks. This is should you avoid these? We were kind of just looking at the reality of, like, what comes with that. There's, I think, certain things people don't think about, but you should, because it's real. So I just want to even explore the idea of proximity, give you a little bit more insight. Me, Gemini Brown, for my electives in college, I took sexual psychology, okay, 1 and 2. And it's a proven fact, as an adult, the easiest way to meet someone, or when you do the surveys, most people in their adult life, depending on their career, are going to date within that field. Lawyers are going to be with police officers or correctional officer. It's gonna intertwine. This is in another sense, right? Not to deter, but in another sense, you could see why in an attraction sense, but in another sense, it's a relatability and the proximity. You're constantly in these environments. So if you're a lawyer and you're going in and out the court system, courtrooms every day, you're gonna find someone who catches your eye and you catch theirs. This is just the reality of it. So say all that to say this. I'm gonna put in the nurse category, you have to put a lawyer in there, and you have to put a lawyer in there. And I guess here's the thing. Male lawyers could get away more easier, or I think it's maybe they feel more entitled, but it's not. I don't necessarily see lawyers not even feeling bad, but it being necessarily a problem. It's kind of like having affairs and stuff, you know, certain lifestyles. So I would just say a lawyer, a nurse, obviously, like maybe, you know, in a broader sense, if someone works in like the entertainment, like movie industry, they're traveling, they're on set, things like that. All right, just being real about like, oh, I really like this person, but okay. Then we have teachers. Your boy. This is interesting. This is interesting. And I'm just going to say this. Teaching is a mercurial field. And depending on the level, if it's lower ed or higher ed, you can have that Jupiter influence. So with it being a mercurial field, you don't know what you're going to get. You have very stable people within the educational realm. And typically those educational people are either with other creatives, just intellectual. I would say this for a teacher is more about the character of their partner. I like creative women. Whatever your creativity is, it can be whatever. It's just unique. It's onto you, right? And based on what your creativity is and how passionate you are about it, I'm gonna learn something. So for this teacher, I do know that I enjoy stimulation, as we all, right? And we're all deeper souls here. But going back to my point about educators, you have very stable ones in there, typically with people within, I guess, that intellectual realm. But then you got teachers who are just, you know, trying to figure it out. So they may have their Venus may square Uranus. Their Venus may square Uranus, and they have the stability, but it's not fulfilling. So I'll just say that it's a mercurial field. You're dealing with a mercurial person, and there's a need to relate. There's a need to grow intellectually. But then personally, that person, I would just say, like, if there's someone out there who's been like in a relationship with a teacher and they're like very toxic, that it's just that person, right? Because think about it, they have wisdom, they intellectualize. It's more of a thing where they might be working against themselves. But it's a myriad of different things that could play out. So the next, and I think a more obvious reason why it'd be difficult to possibly date a teacher would be if this teacher has an overactive Saturn. Maybe the Saturn is in the first house, maybe it's in the fifth house, maybe the Venus is conjunct Saturn. And that itself, that's going to be someone who's bringing their career to their relationship or treating it the same. So I can very much so imagine someone who has the control of their classroom and brings that energy into their relationship. And with grown people, that's not going to fly. Furthermore, because we could keep going and we can understand this, because I'm thinking about more so in a professor sense, right? When we say like a college professor, like say this dude's a professor of philosophy or astrophysics or something like that. there may be a large detachment there on that individual's part. And I'll say this, me as someone who intellectual, whatever, Aquarius energy in when intellectualized, so this can go like maybe a person has Aquarius in their third, or they have Aquarius in their fifth, or you have some type of composite alignment. It can be very difficult to relate because that's the fixed of the fixed. And it's like, truly, you can't tell me shit. Even if like a person knows, like, yeah, this person knows what they're talking about. Yeah, it's a difficulty in relating. So if that person is even more accomplished, oh yeah, that can be a difficult person to be with, overall. And then lastly, we gotta talk about the obvious. It's 2022. The option to be some form of a sex worker is very much available. Let's just say the projection of your sexuality. That could be a lot of things. That could be a model, right? So I guess entertainment industry, because I always keep in mind this thing I strive to tell people. Remember, if you are dating someone who's grown up in a different part of the country or the world than you, that's a natural culture clash. And just like things in life, there's attraction. At a deeper level, we can have these differences within how one projects their sexuality within their career. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing too. Or maybe if we did a deeper research, maybe those women don't even get the offer of being married to a lot. You never know. So this is my interpretation. I look forward to your feedback. Until next time, peace.